Good evening. You're watching the News at 6 with me, Ishan Russell. The News at 6 is all about the day's biggest developing stories, and we'll be filling in on them over the next half hour. But first, the headlines that we're tracking right now. BJP National Executive Meet in Allahabad unveils party strategy for the UP elections, but the party says Parliamentary Board will take a final call on its chief ministerial candidate. Bombay High Court clears Bollywood film Udta Punjab with just one cut, directs Central Board of Film Certification to issue fresh certificate in 2 days. A MiG-27 aircraft crashes in Jodhpur, 3 people injured, 2 houses damaged as the pilots eject safely. Special SIT court to pronounce quantum of sentence in Gulbarg Society massacre on the 17th of June. 24 people convicted for the incident in which 69 people were killed in 2002. And flags fly at half-mast across America as the nation mourns the worst US mass shooting that claimed over 50 lives at a Florida gay club on Sunday. Our top story this evening, the 2-day BJP National Executive ended today with a political resolution being passed. During the meet, the party deliberated upon increasing its base in more states and also its strategy for the upcoming assembly polls in 5 states. The main focus being Uttar Pradesh. Apart from that, the Prime Minister would shortly be addressing a rally as well in Allahabad. Remember, this is the party holding its national executive in Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh after a gap of 5 years. Polls in Uttar Pradesh are in 2017. As far as the chief ministerial candidate goes, there was a lot of speculation on the BJP about who that could be. Rajnath Singh, the Home Minister, his name came up. So did Varun Gandhi's name, also on posters in Allahabad. And our correspondent Vishal Daya has been tracking all these developments in Allahabad. Let's go across to him right now to get the latest. Vishal, the BJP unveiling its poll strategy for UP 2017, and that includes a focus on the law and order situation as the BJP President Amit Shah heads himself. And that law and order situation, of course, also driving home the point of a little bit of polarization as well, isn't it?
Well, yes, but one thing you pointed out, right, that the BJP has sort of fine-tuned its poll strategy for 2017 assembly polls. But it's not only for Uttar Pradesh, it's also for other states which are going to polls. For example, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and Goa, all these states will go to polls at some point in time or the other in the next 1 year. And Uttar Pradesh being the politically crucial state, and this national executive is being held in Allahabad, the state of Uttar Pradesh. This is going to be the second national executive for the BJP, which will be held in the state of Uttar Pradesh. The first one was held in 2012 in Lucknow. After that, the poll results for the party in the state of Uttar Pradesh were not very, positive. They did not fare well in the assembly elections. But this time around, the party's top leadership is planning to, change all that. That they are talking about, in fact, in the entire 2-day-long sessions, wherever the issue of, political strategy or the talk of issues pertaining to Uttar Pradesh came up. One thing which was pretty evident was that the BJP has adopted a very aggressive stand as far as state of Uttar Pradesh is concerned. Aggressive stand against not only the ruling Samajwadi Party, but also other 2 political players in the state, the Bahujan Samaj Party and the Congress. Also, law and order seems to be one of the major, political sticks which will be used by the BJP to beat around the Samajwadi Party. And then for Congress and Bahujan Samaj Party, the BJP plans to use the issue of corruption. So clearly it's a 2-pronged strategy as far as the state of Uttar Pradesh is concerned. Right. But it's not only limited to Uttar Pradesh. The BJP, aware of the fact that it is its popularity is growing by leaps and bounds, right, is now planning to move into the Coromandel group of states, a specific term which has been coined by the BJP now. These are those states, which lie in the eastern part of the country, such as Odisha and other neighboring states. BJP wants to increase its footprint, and the entire focus of the organization and the party top leadership would be to ensure that now.
All right, Vishal, do stay on with us, but let's cut across live to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's addressing a rally after that BJP National Executive meet in Allahabad.
केंद्र में मंत्री परिषद के मेरे साथी और भारत सरकार के गृह मंत्री, यही उत्तर प्रदेश की आन बान शान ऐसे श्रीमान राजनाथ सिंह जी, हमारे सबसे पुराने मित्र। मैं अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी में, जनसंघ में किसी राष्ट्रीय स्तर के किसी व्यक्ति को सबसे पहले मिला था तो वो हमारे आदरणीय श्रीमान कलराज मिश्रा जी को मिला था। मध्य प्रदेश के युवा मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान शिवराज सिंह जी, राजस्थान के मुख्यमंत्री आदरणीय वसुंधरा जी, गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री आदरणीय आनंदीबेन पटेल, केंद्र में मंत्रिपरिषद में मेरे साथी सुश्री उमा जी, केंद्र में मंत्रिपरिषद के मेरे साथी और उत्तर प्रदेश से राज्यसभा में आए हुए और देश की रक्षा की चिंता करने वाले श्रीमान मनोहर पर्रिकर जी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी उत्तर प्रदेश के नौजवान युवा अध्यक्ष और यही धरती के सांसद भाई श्री केशव प्रसाद मौर्य जी, मंत्रिपरिषद के मेरे साथी संतोष गंगवार जी, महेश शर्मा जी, मनोज सिन्हा जी, श्री वीके सिंह जी, साध्वी निरंजन ज्योति जी, श्रीमान संजीव बालियान जी, श्रीमान रमाशंकर कठेरिया जी, श्रीमान सुरेश खन्ना जी और विशाल संख्या में पधारे हुए
The Prime Minister Modi addressing a rally. They're just starting right now. Of course, the issues that he's been talking about in that national executive also expected to come up in that rally, ranging from the performance of the central government that he has been telling his ministers to go and communicate better, as well as an eye on the polls in Uttar Pradesh. We'll have to wait and watch what the Prime Minister says. But going back to our correspondent Vishal, Vishal, a very quick response in this. But as far as the question of polarization is concerned, now that the Mathura violence was cited as one law and order problem. The KAIRANA migrations, on the other hand, the alleged migrations are another issue that the BJP, I think, would be hoping to bank on for a bit of polarization. So consolidation of votes can happen that go a little beyond caste.
Well, that will definitely be a part of the BJP strategy, although on the face of it, the BJP clearly points out that it does not win elections based on polarization, but it wins election based on the promises which are made by it, based on the performance of Prime Minister Modi at the center and several other state governments led by the BJP in other states. But clearly, issues like KAIRANA, issues like Dadri will definitely have an impact on the assembly elections in the state of Uttar Pradesh. And it's just, a bit early because there are another 6 months to go before we'll see the final, poll begin being announced by the Election Commission in Uttar Pradesh. So there will be a number of issues as well. But out here, BJP has adopted a mixed strategy. It's not only about political issues and politics alone. It's also about the economic front. The BJP has, for the last 2 days, patted its back repeatedly on what the Modi government has done at the center in terms of economic reform measures being taken by it, several social policies which have been initiated by it. So clearly those are the issues also which the BJP's top brass seems to be banking upon to ride to the seat of power in the state of Uttar Pradesh.
All right, Vishal, there will keep a track of the story for us. Thanks very much for joining us for now. Now, let's also quickly sum up what's been happening in the BJP National Executive for you. Here's a special story.
the second and final day of the BJP's National Executive Meet in Allahabad. At the two-day conclave, the BJP chalked out its strategy for the upcoming assembly elections in 5 states: Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Goa. Apart from Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP President Amit Shah, senior cabinet ministers, chief ministers of BJP-ruled states, party MPs and other senior leaders participated in the conclave. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley talked about the Modi government's 2 years in power, saying the party will use its political power for the goodwill of the society.
अपने कंक्लूडिंग कमेंट्स में राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी ने देश भर में पार्टी के हर जिले में कार्यालय बने, वो कार्यालय एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड रहे, ये 11 करोड़ सदस्यों की एक लिस्ट हो और उसको सक्रिय कार्यकर्ता बनाने का एक प्रयास हो। और 7 ऐसे राज्य प्रमुख हैं जिस क्षेत्र में पार्टी को और मजबूत बनाना।
Of the 5 states where assembly polls are due soon, the BJP meet particularly focused on Uttar Pradesh. The party has plans to aggressively continue to attack on the ruling Samajwadi Party in the state, highlighting what it called were grave lapses in governance and patronage of anti-social elements. The party has been quite vocal about the recent violence in Mathura, but it has not yet been decided who will lead the party in the state. That decision will be taken later by the parliamentary board.
ज्योग्राफिकल दृष्टि से पार्टी उन क्षेत्रों में आगे बढ़ रही है जहां हम ऐतिहासिक दृष्टि से कमजोर थे। केरल में पार्टी का वोट बढ़ना, बंगाल में वोट बढ़ना, असम में सरकार बना लेना, और ये कार्य समिति के जो 2 मूल उद्देश्य थे वो ये थे कि वर्तमान राजनीतिक स्थिति का हम लोग विश्लेषण करें और पार्टी को और आगे बढ़ाएं।
The opposition, however, seems unimpressed with the BJP's plans.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी उत्तर प्रदेश के चुनाव को लेकर के अपनी खोई हुई जमीन तलाश करने की इंतजार में है। पिछले विधानसभा चुनाव में वो बुरी तरह से तीसरे नंबर पर आई थी। धार्मिक ध्रुवीकरण करके लोकसभा में 73 सीटें जीती। अब उनको कायम रखना उसके लिए चुनौती है।
महाराष्ट्र की कानून व्यवस्था, मध्य प्रदेश की कानून व्यवस्था, छत्तीसगढ़ की कानून व्यवस्था और हरियाणा की कानून व्यवस्था अगर बीजेपी वाले पहले देख लेते तो शायद उत्तर प्रदेश की कानून व्यवस्था के ऊपर प्रश्न उठाते। उत्तर प्रदेश की कानून व्यवस्था देश में सबसे अच्छी कानून व्यवस्था है।
An economic resolution was also passed on Sunday night, stating that India has emerged as the world's fastest growing economy under Prime Minister Narendra Modi amidst global slowdown and 2 years of successive drought. With inputs from Vishal Dahiya in Allahabad, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, the alleged migration of Hindu families from KAIRANA village in western UP's Shamli district has upped the political temperature in Uttar Pradesh. Raising the issue at its national executive meet in Allahabad, the BJP termed the developments harmful to democracy. The party also promised proper action after a probe, while Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari said his party had taken up the issue with all seriousness. MOS for Home Affairs Kiran Rijiju said that the state government should take responsibility for the unfortunate events that were forcing people to leave their own villages. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav, however, dismissed the BJP's claims while asking media persons to look into the exact reasons behind the migration. KAIRANA village in Shamli district had witnessed communal riots in 2013.
लेकिन जो रिपोर्ट आए हैं वो तो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि अपने देश में कुछ लोगों को अगर गांव छोड़ना पड़े तो उसको राज्य सरकार को जिम्मेदारी लेना चाहिए और समस्या का हल निकालने के लिए हमसे जो मदद मांगेगा वो जरूर देंगे।
कैराना की जो लिस्ट दी है बीजेपी के सांसद और बीजेपी के लोगों ने, उस पर आपको विचार करना चाहिए। कौन कितने वर्ष पहले चला गया? कोई 5 साल पहले चला गया, उसके भी जिम्मेदार हम समाजवादी लोग हैं। कोई 14 साल पहले कोई घटना हुई, उसकी वजह से चले गए, उसके लिए भी समाजवादी जिम्मेदार हैं।
Such polarizations don't work all the time they are seen through by the people of India and the states in particular. They will see through this game, and the whole meeting that has taken place in Uttar Pradesh is aimed at trying to create a situation where this becomes an important poll issue, whereas it is a purely law and order situation.
Now, refusing to grant a stay, the Bombay High Court today cleared Bollywood film Urta Punjab with just one cut. It also directed the Central Board of Film Certification to issue a fresh certificate to the film in 2 days. The High Court further reminded the Central Board of Film Certification that it did not have the power to censor films. It said its suggested cuts should be in agreement with the Constitution and earlier Supreme Court orders. The court was hearing a petition by the makers of the film against the CBFC order demanding 89 cuts of the film. The censor board cleared the film on Sunday with an adult certificate after seeking 13 cuts that the High Court overruled on Monday. Slated for release this Friday, the multi-starrer film is based on the rampant drug abuse and its impact on the youth in Punjab.
We do not promote the use of drugs in any form or manner. The expletive words or any bad words are not a reflection of anything else, but to reflect reality, and we do not promote the use of cuss words. Third is we are not propagating or castigating any particular state, and we do not do that. So our disclaimer has been accepted in its entirety with the insertions that we have suggested. Like I said, the respondent has been directed to issue this certificate forthwith, and it's a victory of our fundamental rights.
Honorable Court का order है. अब जैसा भी order है, we will respect it and we'll try and comply with it. We have been trying to follow the act and the rules and the guidelines. So now the observation of the court has yet to come to us in writing. So as and when it comes, we will study it.
Let's now take a look at other stories making headlines around the country and nationwide. A MiG-27 aircraft of the Indian Air Force today crashed in a residential area of Jodhpur in Rajasthan. The pilot managed to eject safely, but at least 2 people were injured in the crash. The crash occurred near the Jodhpur Air Base while the fighter jet was on a routine sortie. The pilot reported a technical problem and sought priority landing. The Air Force has ordered a court of inquiry into the incident. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi today took part in a day-long dharna in Punjab's Jalandhar city against the drug menace in the state. Leading the protest, Rahul blamed the state government for the drug abuse and deteriorating law and order situation in the state. He claimed that the Congress will eradicate the drug problem within months if it comes to power. Monsoon rains weakened temporarily, increasing the desperate wait for rains in the parched regions of Maharashtra. The rains are delayed by about 5 to 6 days. The rains are expected to revive after the 15th of June. The monsoon rains are currently most active in the Konkan coast north of Karnataka. The Special SIT Court in Ahmedabad will pronounce a quantum of punishment in the Gulbarg massacre case on the 17th of June. The decision came after the prosecution submitted a list of jail terms spent by all 24 convicts as asked by the court. On the 2nd of June, the court convicted 24 people and acquitted 36 others. 69 people were killed, including former Congress MP Ehsan Jafri in the riots in 2002. Congress MP from Nalgonda, G. Sukhinder Reddy, and member of the State Assembly from Miryalgura, Bhaskar Rao, have joined the Telangana Rashtriya Samiti. Both will formally join the party on the 15th of June. Former lawmaker G. Vivek and his brother and former Andhra Pradesh Minister G. Vinod also announced their decision to switch loyalties to the TRS. President Pranab Mukherjee called for collective efforts to fight terrorism, saying that it knows no borders. The president said this in Ghana on day 2 of his 6-day visit to Africa. Talking about the menace, the president also pledged India's support to Ghana in combating terrorism. The president's visit to Ghana is part of India's outreach to Africa. This is the first visit by an Indian president to the country. In his address at the banquet hosted by the Ghanaian President John Mahama on Sunday, the president said, and I quote, "It's a scourge and knows no borders. It has no ideology except the ideology of wanton destruction. It must be eradicated through collective efforts of the civilized world. India is in solidarity with you as you confront this challenge," unquote. Taking forward his message against terrorism, President Mukherjee also touched upon India's efforts for securing a UNSC seat.
It is a serious anomaly that India, home to every sixth citizen of the world, and Africa, a vibrant hub of global economy, still remains out of the United Nations Security Council.
Now, people across the United States and around the world are mourning the lives lost in the deadliest mass shootout in the United States. The shootout happened at a popular gay club in Orlando, Florida. Islamic State has linked itself with the killer, Omar Mateen, but officials say no concrete evidence has been found yet. 50 people died and another 53 were injured when Mateen, the lone gunman, opened fire and seized hostages at the nightclub late on Saturday night.
America in mourning after a night of horror. The deadliest mass shooting in US history claimed 50 lives on Sunday. Dozens others were injured in gay nightclub in Florida. Flags flew at half-mast at the White House and other official buildings, even as vigils were held to pay tributes to the victims across the country.
This is our time to start to heal and to rebuild, and if there's a silver lining to something like this, that's it. We're going to come back stronger than we've ever been.
Condolences poured in from all over the world.
我们对遇难者表示沉痛的哀悼，向伤者和受害者家属。
Auch wenn solche mörderischen Anschläge uns in tiefe Trauer versetzen, doch unser offenes, tolerantes Leben fortzusetzen.
US President Barack Obama called the shooting an act of terror and hate and an attack on America.
Innocent people. We stand with the people of Orlando who have endured a terrible attack on their city. Although it's still early in the investigation, we know enough to say that this was an act of terror and an act of hate.
The gunman, Omar Mateen, a 29-year-old Muslim American of Afghan descent, barged into the gay nightclub in Orlando with an assault rifle and a handgun. He opened random fire on the crowd before he was killed by the police. FBI officials had twice interviewed him in 2013-14 for inflammatory remarks made to a colleague, but investigations were closed. Mateen's former wife revealed that he was emotionally disturbed and had a violent temper.
Once after we were married, I saw his instability, and I saw that he was bipolar and he would get mad out of nowhere. That's when I started worrying about my safety, and then after a few months he started abusing me physically.
While the Islamic State claimed Mateen as a soldier of the caliphate, there is no evidence yet that he had any actual ties to the group.
We'll determine officially whether it's a hate crime or a terrorism incident or even a violent crime once we have all the facts in place. We're at the very early stages, and as much as I would like to give you everything we have, we can't give you things that aren't 100% accurate, because then it's not fair to you.
Meanwhile, Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump claimed that he was right on radical Islamic terrorism and called on President Obama to stand down if he refused to blame the attack on radical Islam. The attack has also ignited debate on American gun laws and homeland security. Bureau Report, Rajya, Sabha TV.
Now, in sports, India outplayed Zimbabwe in the second one-day at Harare to take an unassailable 2-0 lead in the three-match series. Choosing to bowl first, India made early inroads into the Zimbabwean batting. Vizu Sibanda offered some resistance after a gritty half-century, but he fell and the hosts' batting imploded and they wrapped up with just 126 runs. Chahal took 3 wickets while Sran and Kulkarni gapped 2 wickets each. India had no trouble in chasing the target. Last match centurion KL Rahul was bowled out for 34 before Karun Nair and Ambati Raidu combined well to get the side close.
That's it.
That's all from us. Goodbye.